Power always comes at a cost. In the world of Lord of the Mysteries, this cost is more than just risk. It is the erosion of one's very self. But what makes this power system truly genius is how it intertwines with psychology, philosophy, and the terrifying fragility of human identity. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of acting and the existential horror of losing one's humanity. In Lord of the Mysteries, power is obtained through consuming potions that grant supernatural abilities. Each potion corresponds to a pathway, a progression system that allows Beyonders to ascend in strength. In Lord of the Mysteries, the world is governed by 22 pathways, each representing a sequence of potions that grant supernatural abilities. However, there's a catch. The human mind isn't meant to contain these unnatural forces. Failing to control them leads to loss of self, insanity, grotesque transformations, and ultimately, becoming a mindless monster. To prevent this, Beyonders must digest the potion properly. And the key to doing so? Acting. The acting method is the process by which Beyonders stabilize their minds. They must become the role dictated by their pathway, mimicking its behaviors, thought patterns, and instincts. A seer must act like a seer. A scholar must think like a scholar. A monster must learn to accept monstrosity. This concept aligns with real-world psychology. In psychology, there's a theory called self-perception theory, which suggests that people develop their self-identity by observing their own behavior. In other words, if you consistently act a certain way, you start to believe that's who you are. This is exactly what happens to Beyonders in Lord of the Mysteries. By constantly acting in accordance with their pathway, they internalize their roles, and their identities shift. The acting method in LOTM operates similarly, but with much higher stakes. Take Klein, for instance. As he advances through the seer pathway, he becomes more secretive, more calculating, and more detached. He's not just pretending to be mysterious, he becomes mysterious. This mirrors real-world phenomena like professional roles shaping personalities. Think of how doctors, soldiers, or even influencers adopt traits that align with their professions. But in Lord of the Mysteries, this process is accelerated and intensified by the supernatural elements. It also mirrors method acting, a technique where actors fully immerse themselves into a character's mindset. Legendary actors like Heath Ledger and Daniel Day-Lewis have been known to stay in character for months to perfect their roles. In LOTM, Beyonders must do the same. But here's where things take a dark turn. If you pretend to be something for long enough, at what point does the act become reality? LOTM forces its characters to grapple with this question. A Beyonder who acts as a seer for years may one day realize they're no longer acting. They are the seer. But does that mean they're still the same person they were before? This dilemma ties into existential philosophy. Nietzsche warned that those who stare into the abyss might become the very thing they fear. In LOTM, power is a transformation of both body and mind. The further one climbs, the more distant they become from their original humanity. This also aligns with the ship of Theseus paradox. If you replace every part of a ship, is it still the same ship? If a Beyonder's thoughts, instincts, and identity shift completely, are they still them? Or are they something else entirely? Losing humanity in LOTM is not always grotesque. Some Beyonders look human but have lost emotions, morality, or even the ability to relate to ordinary people. This is a terrifying form of horror, the idea that a person can become something so different that they can no longer be called human in any meaningful sense. Imagine waking up one day and realizing you no longer care about the things that once mattered to you, that your emotions are muted, that your instincts no longer align with human nature. That's the true horror of Lord of the Mysteries power system. Not just losing control, but losing what makes you human. Lord of the Mysteries crafts a power system that is both mechanically compelling and philosophically terrifying. It forces characters, and by extension, readers, to confront profound questions about identity, power, and the cost of transcendence. What would you choose? Would you embrace power, knowing it could change you into something unrecognizable? Or would you walk away, preserving your humanity but remaining weak? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more analyses of the greatest web novels ever written.